Good morning. At least I hope it's gonna be. It's gonna be. Welcome to Ozarks 5 a.m.
It's gonna be.
I'm Jeremy Rabe.
I'm Maddie Conklin.
It's gotta be good.
I didn't even realize. We didn't speak, but you know, Jeremy and I sometimes, it's crazy. We failed the psychic test on air, but like last night he sent me a recipe for a wedge salad on Instagram. However, I hadn't checked it until after I sent him 2 recipes for a wedge salad. And I screamed. G goes, "What's happening?" I go, "Me and Jeremy are on some psychic level right now because we're both talking about wedge salads without knowing we're talking about wedge salads."
Maybe I was secretly craving one.
I definitely was. Because I was thinking about dishing it this week. I was like, "Oh, what can we make?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm craving a wedge salad, but what, like, wedge salad's so easy to make. So what's a different variation we could make?"
And the one I sent you, did you see like charcuterie boards are all the rage? I had sent one, it's called a wedge salad board.
Yes, and
which is so fun.
Love the idea. So.
And I do have a giant charcuterie board that we could place wedges all around. I'm just saying.
It could be just a wedge of a good time. I don't know.
Wedge. A wedge of a good time.
A wedge of a good time.
A wedge of a good time, my friend, don't you know?
What day is it today?
I have no clue. Where are
I'm
such
Maddie.
Hi there.
Nice to meet
I am
you.
so happy to meet you, Maddie.
Yes.
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
You can call me Jer Bear.
I thought it was, okay, Jer Bear. Got it.
I'm just kidding. One of those days. I had such a long day. A great day, but a long day yesterday. I went to Sedalia, which is, by the way, 2 full hours driving north on 65. Had a great time, though, but it's one of those days, you know, because we get up so early, you know, my brain starts losing it a little bit in the afternoon, because you're just like,
You're like, okay, I've been up since 3:15.
I think, I need...
My brain is tired.
And I forgot my coffee, so I didn't have any coffee with me. And you know how I love my coffee.
Oh my gosh, Jeremy.
But it was super fun. I got to go to an art museum, and I also did virtual learning how to weld. Like, I've always wanted to know how to weld.
I think I saw that on Instagram. Did you post something?
I did post that because it was so much fun, and it was so real. Like, you had the goggles on, and it was like I was on top of a skyscraper welding.
I'm glad you didn't fall off.
I thought I was gonna.
I know. The virtual reality goggles, I remember a few years ago I was playing a game on it, and I literally almost like ran straight into my friend's window because it's just so real, and you're like moving all over. So.
2 things. There's a VR in Branson at Beyond the Lens, and it's like you're walking like this beam across 2 skyscrapers.
Oh no,
and mentally, I know there's a ground right there. Like it's
like you're on it.
You're on the ground, but it's so funny to watch because you're like falling and you think you're gonna fall.
Yeah.
And secondly, Apple released yesterday their new Vision Goggle Pro things for VR, where you can like wear them and like click your fingers and it changes and takes photos, and it's very strange. So I don't know how that's gonna go. I think they start at like $3,500.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll add it to the wedding registry.
Yeah.
Because whatever I can't afford, I'll just throw it on there and see if I get it. No.
Maddie, what are you gonna do when the wedding's over and you can't add it to your registry?
I can't add anything. I'll just be like, well, guess we're not getting it.
I think I'm gonna wait because I think it is very, very cool. But I think I'm gonna wait until, you know how they release the iPhone, but every iPhone after gets better? Yes. I think I'm gonna wait for like a 3rd or 4th generation of the goggles to see what they can come up with.
Exactly. Well, I mean, AI is taking over, so, you know, it's gonna be something great or scary or both. I don't know.
But Maddie, don't you think it'd be weird though? Like if they looked like reading glasses, it would be different. But they look like ski goggles. If you're walking into like your boss's office for a meeting and he's wearing goggles, you're like, I can't take you seriously.
Hello? It's
Hello?
it's like that scene from Step Brothers where they have the night vision. You really can't tell I'm wearing them. And it's huge goggles on his face.
Huge.
Yeah.
Anyhow. Oh, Jesse, what do you think about all that?
Oh, you know, AI is taking over, but JI ain't going nowhere, baby.
Ooh.
That's right. Wow,
Nailed
that was
it.
corny.
That was
Boy,
good.
was that was awful. It felt
Jesse,
weird coming out of my mouth.
can I just say, I have a feeling you're gonna be a great dad because of all the dad jokes and the puns. I mean, you got a leg up on the competition. I'm just
I
saying.
think
Really
so.
do.
I've been training for this dad joke life for a minute. That's all parenting is, right? It's just dad jokes?
Yeah, I think
that's
so.
it?
Definitely.
Okay, I mean, okay, great. I think this is going to be fine. Easy enough.
It's not quality time, no.
No, not at all. There's no love, there's no caring. It's just
No
dad
diapers.
jokes. No diapers, no
diapers
bottles,
are a myth.
no binkies,
Yeah.
no
Oh my God.
combing up the hair, bathing.
Yeah. But hey, I got a fun story for you here, a couple of them. The bar where everybody knows your name just sold for $675,000. Here it is. The classic bar from the show Cheers is one of many pieces of TV history recently sold at auction from the collection of James Commissar. So he was deciding to sell about 1,000 TV props, costumes, and sets after his plan for a museum fell through. Overall, the auction brought in more than $5 million. But I was talking about this earlier, and what a disappointment. How awesome would it have been to have a museum of classic TV set pieces just like this one?
Oh, for sure.
Like, it would have been so cool to have this. And Tom was saying you could have had the bar right there in the museum, could have served people drinks. You could have had, like, Tom was saying maybe a Ted Danson, a hologram.
Oh,
a Ted Danson hologram.
Yeah.
You put on the goggles at the
bar.
bar. And you got, everybody's right there for you.
That's
that would
amazing.
Cool.
I would have loved that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That was an actual set piece, right? It wasn't a real bar, so they built the bar. Okay.
That would have been really cool, though, like, to have that museum. That's the part of that story that is just like, oh.
Yeah. I did see that they're giving away a bunch of Betty White scripts, from Golden Girls to Hot in Cleveland.
Where?
Giving away.
Yeah, it's some prop auction thing happening.
I need that link.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be right
If
back.
I could get
While
a
we that
Golden
link.
Girls script, I would love it.
I know, right?
We could act it on the show. We could read lines.
Okay, I'd pay to see that, but I don't have to.
I get to be Blanche.
I work
I
here.
call her.
Okay,
Blanche.
I'm torn between Rose because she's so gullibly naive and I
Yes.
love her, and Sophia because she just says whatever she wants.
I know.
Who's the taller, mean one?
B. Arthur.
B. Arthur, Dorothy.
Dorothy.
All right, I'm her.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesse, you
I was
totally
gonna say
are.
we're not me. Like
No.
we're not that style of
I'm
actor.
so rude. I'm just the meanest.
We,
Yeah.
you could play it because she was always said to be very mannish in real life. They
And she was
always
Really?
the tallest.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Well, all right.
There you
I
go.
knew nothing of her until this. So there we are.
that's
all right.
That's all you need to know about B. Arthur.
Good to know. Shout out to you, B. Arthur. All right. Our next headline here, next story. The highly anticipated Barbie movie.
Ooh,
Okay. No surprise. Going to feature a whole lot of pink in that movie. So much pink, in fact, from the houses to the outfits, the furniture, the scenery, the landscaping. The film's designer says they used so much pink paint making the movie it caused a global shortage of pink paint. That's what the film's designer claims. Fortunately, for anyone who wants to give their home a Barbie makeover, you can get that fluorescent pink now, once again. It's back in stock. The Barbie movie, Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, set to hit theaters July 21st.
Oh my gosh. I'm
Pink
so
paint.
excited.
So part of me,
I don't
I'm
buy that.
naturally a little skeptical
I am too.
of things. It's like, really? A global shortage of fluorescent pink paint. Maybe it was like harder to find because of, like
I was gonna
the places around them, but who knows?
I was gonna
Yeah.
say I did see something come across social media, and it was when the supply chain was all backed up around COVID times. So
Okay.
maybe
I'll check
that
it out
added
then.
to the global shortage.
Because here's what you do. You go to the store and you ask for the color and they mix it for you. And they have this little machine that you punch in, beep, boop, beep, and then it disperses the right amount of color, and then they shake it up, and then you make it. So you
wonder-
don't actually go by pink paint. You go by a white base that then they
then
turn
they
into
add-
pink.
okay.
So unless there was a shortage of the dyes that they use, the cartridges. I'm just saying, I've mixed a lot of paint in my day.
I
I was
wonder
gonna
if
say, wow, okay.
I'm just saying.
Tell us how you really feel about this.
I wonder if
paint.
they were like regulars at like Home Depot or something. Walked in, hey, we're back again.
back.
Doers getting more done.
Can I get some more of that fluorescent pink,
Yeah.
please?
Please.
Yep. Oh, the usual.
If I could have a Barbie dream house in real life, I absolutely would, and I would never get sick
Oh,
of
why
pink.
not? Yeah.
I wouldn't. It's my favorite color.
I'd hang out.
I think it's funny, Jesse, you mentioned sets earlier, TV sets. I'm obsessed with TV sets, even as a kid. And then you bring up like having that. My dream in life is to build a replica, an actual house, like what they did for the Brady Bunch. You know how
Oh.
they turned it into the actual Brady Bunch house that looked like it? I love the house on Bewitched. I love the house,
back.
you know, like the Cosby Show, or different houses that I'm like, I want to build that house with that floor plan because I really liked it. That's been my
I
dream.
see what you're saying.
So
Okay.
build the actual house that looks like that on the inside.
I always
Yeah.
thought the same of like animated shows, like The Simpsons,
Okay.
like or Family Guy.
Yeah.
They're on Spooner Street or something. So
Why don't we all just put that on our bucket list?
All
We can
right.
build a Barbie dream
Barbie
house.
dream house. Well,
right
I know
then.
there was one in Malibu a few years back. 2019, they did like one of those immersive experiences. It's like win a weekend at Barbie Dream House, and I didn't win.
Oh.
Oh,
unfortunately.
Wow.
Yeah, bummer.
Yeah,
Anywho.
so, yeah.
Speaking of dream homes, Tom Schmidt, you went on a dream vacation recently and didn't even tell us or think
No.
to
Yeah.
invite us.
Sliding under the radar. Got out.
That's on brand.
Were you under the weather radar?
Oh!
Boom.
That's good stuff right
Yeah,
there.
take
Thanks.
that.
Taking
miss
a
this,
note
Tom?
from Jesse.
You missed this?
You missed all of this, didn't you?
Come on.
Yeah, I missed the celebrations, of course, because Jesse got, of course, Best Anchor.
Of
Yes,
the galaxy,
yes.
by the way.
At the Galaxy, I
Yes.
saw that.
Yeah,
You guys got to try out that really cool space stuff from that new show on Fox coming our way.
By the way, it was
Yeah.
really good. Did anybody watch it last night? It was premiered last night.
Oh, crud, no.
Well, I
I forgot to. I meant to.
well, I was going to tell you who was eliminated first, but I guess I'll
Oh,
wait.
don't, yeah.
No
no, no, no.
spoilers.
Can't hear you.
Tom,